You ever hear a story that sticks with you? The kind of story that makes you think late at night, when the whole house is quiet and every little sound seems louder than it should be. This is one of those stories. I heard it from a man who swore it to be true. And after hearing it, I'm not sure I want to know the full answer. It starts with an old house. Not the kind you see in movies. No broken windows, no creepy music. Just a normal house. But it sat alone at the end of a dirt road. And for years, nobody lived there. People in the town called it the Hollow House. No one really knew why. Some said it was because the place always felt empty, even when someone was inside. Others said the name came from a strange sound the house made late at night, like the wind moving through a long tunnel, a hollow sound. But the man who told me this story didn't care about any of that. He had just moved to town, new job, new start, a new place to live. And the rent on that old house was cheap. Really cheap. The landlord told him something strange though. He said, "Most people don't stay long." The man laughed. He thought the landlord meant that the house was old. Maybe that the pipes rattled. Maybe the roof leaked. Nothing scary about that. So he moved in. The first night was quiet. Too quiet. No traffic. No neighbors. Just the sounds of crickets outside. And the wind. Around midnight, he noticed something odd. A faint light down the hallway. At first, he thought he had left the light on, so he got up to turn it off. But when he reached the hallway, it was dark. Pitch black. He stood there for a moment. Then he shrugged and went back to bed. Probably just tired. Probably just his eyes playing tricks on him. The next night, it happened again. Same time. Around midnight. A soft glow down the hallway. This time he walked slower. Step by step. The floor creaked under his feet. The light faded as he got closer. And when he reached the hallway, nothing. No light, just darkness. And now he started to feel a little uneasy. But he still had a logical mind. Maybe a car passing by outside. Maybe moonlight through the window. So the third night, he decided to stay awake. He sat in the living room with the lights off, just watching the hallway, waiting. The clock ticked on the wall. 11:30, 11:45, 11:59. Then, midnight came, and the light appeared, slowly, like someone turning on a dim lamp. But the strange thing was, the light wasn't coming from a room. It was coming from the end of the hallway, where there was nothing but a wall. The man stood up. His heart started to beat faster, but curiosity pulled him forward. Step, creak. Step, creak. The closer he got, the brighter the light became. And then something happened. He heard a sound, very soft, like someone whispering. He stopped walking, the whisper stopped too. Now the hallway was bright enough to see clearly. The wall at the end looked normal. Old paint, small cracks, nothing too strange. But the light was still there, glowing across the wall. The man reached out his hand. He touched the wall. Cold. Very cold. But something about it felt wrong. He leaned closer, and that's when he noticed something he had never seen before. A thin line in the wall, like a seam, as if the wall had once been a door. His stomach tightened. Why would someone seal a door inside a house? He stepped back. The whisper came again. This time, he could almost hear words, but they were too quiet to understand. The man didn't sleep that night. The next morning, he went into town. He found the oldest man in the diner, and he asked about this house. The old man stared at him for a long time. Then, he said something strange. "You see the light, don't you?" The man froze. How did you know about that?" The old man sighed. Then, he told him the story. Years ago, before the road was built, before the town was very big, a family lived in that house. A mother, a father, and a little girl. One winter night, the girl disappeared. Just gone. No footprints, no broken windows, nothing. The parents searched everywhere. The woods, the road, and the town. But the girl was never found. Weeks passed, then months. Eventually the father started hearing sounds in the house. Soft whispers, coming from the hallway. He told people there was a light there too. A faint glow at midnight. Most people thought grief had broken his mind. But one night, the father took a hammer to the wall. The wall at the end of the hallway. And when it finally broke open, they found something no one expected. An old hidden room. Small, cold, and empty. Except for one thing. A small lantern, still sitting on the floor. And beside it, a child's shoe. The old man finished his coffee, and he looked at the man very carefully. "Did you open the wall?" The man shook his head. "No." The old man nodded slowly. "Good." The man then asked why. The old man leaned closer, lowered his voice, and said something that made the man feel ice run down his spine. "Because the father never found the girl." The man left the diner, and that night, he packed his things. He never spent another night in that house. But here's the strange part. Years later, someone bought that place again. They renovated it, they fixed the roof, painted the walls, made it look brand new. But the workers who did the renovation all said the same thing. Every night, around midnight, a faint light would appear at the end of the hallway. And sometimes, if the house was very quiet, they could hear whispering. Soft, childlike, coming from behind the wall. And the strangest part of all, no one has ever opened that wall again. Because some doors may just be closed for a reason.